Hello everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everyone for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. Today is Monday, January the 27th, 2025. I wanted to come here and share this story with you guys because as we have said, I guess for a year and a half I've been saying to you guys, it's the year of exposure, right? We have seen so many things that we thought, or society thought they were closed case, unresolved cases, people, in the church, I guess you can say, or celebrities living a double life and just, nothing is coming to light. But it's, everything that's done in the dark, as the Bible says, will come to light. And it's just a matter of time, right? So I think, people will play with fire when we try to hide the evil things that we do, thinking that just because we're good at hiding it, like God doesn't see it, right? Nobody's gonna bring it to light at one point, and nobody's gonna know ever. But I'm gonna tell you about a huge case, and this person was found guilty and actually was arrested after he was found living at a nursing home. Imagine that, right? The years that you're like needing attention, right? You're in your old age, and because something that you did many years ago, now you have to pay the consequences. This is why you have to be so careful about the things that you do. Okay, and that's only this life. Then, then it's judgment day, right? We have to be so careful, guys. I tell you, we have to be so careful. It's so crazy how we do play with fire. Like I said, we think just because we're good at hiding something, hiding intentions, hiding what's in the heart, God is now watching all of that, conspiring against somebody, getting together with other people, planting seeds so people can do evil things to other people. And God is like, hi, I'm over here watching all of this, FYI. Everything will come to light. It's just a matter of time. I think it's a great time to be alive to see how, not because you're like, yes, I'm glad they got them, but I always told you guys many times, you have to remember, when anything evil happening in the world, you have to remember, just because there's the evil, big part of the world, it's the evil part of it, and people hiding and being conniving and doing crazy stuff, there's the other hand. There's the other group that believes in the Lord, right? Who's crying out for justice every single day. Imagine just knowing that the Bible says, whatever you ask in prayer, I will do. And God calls you your beloved, the Son of God, right? He calls you the sons and daughters of God, the beloved, right? Sitting in high places, praying to the Lord on their knees, right? Praying to the Lord because of what happened to them, because somebody did to them. And God is just going to sit around and be like, well, I'm so sorry that happened to you. A God of justice is just going to keep his hands and not do anything about it. Like I said, it's just a matter of time, right? So I'm going to tell you about this story. When I saw it, I just saw the title and I was like, it's amazing, okay? Because I know family and moms and parents, cry out for this young girl who was missing so many years, right? And how her body came up to be. And that's what I'm saying, justice will come. Eventually, it will come, okay? It says here, justice delayed. Former classmate of teen sexually assaulted and strangled nearly 50 years ago is arrested in a nursing home. Her classmate was the one who did it. Her classmate. And now he was arrested, like I said, in a nursing home. That's crazy, you guys. Nearly 5 decades, okay? Let me read to you briefly. It says here, a classmate of a teenage girl found sexually assaulted and strangled in her Hawaii high school has been arrested. Listen to this. This happened 50 years ago. It says here, nearly 50 years ago. He was arrested in a Utah nursing home just recently. Sophomore Dawn Momohara, I guess. I might be mispronouncing the last name. I do apologize. But Dawn, 16 years old, she was found on the second floor of Honolulu McKinley High School in March of 1997 with an orange cloth tied around her neck. She was lying on her back, okay, partially closed, and it appeared that she was assaulted, and she was pronounced dead at the scene. And now it says here the case ran cold for decades into late this past Tuesday when one of her former classmates, Gideon Castro, now 66, was arrested in a nursing home in Utah. Yes, this is so crazy. Imagine, because you see when people go missing, right? Like I follow a lot of cases of people that go missing. And you see the search rescue, right? And you see the flyers going around. And years pass, and then you think about their families, and you think about, wow, like I always say, I cannot believe people go missing still, right? With all this technology, right? But you have to remember, there's a lot of cold cases, right? And this one, almost 50 years ago, happened, right? And now the suspect was arrested. Like I said, he was living in a nursing home. Okay, now he's going to a different place. Castro and his brother William were both interviewed days after the teenager's body was found, but the prime suspect was never identified, even as police for years advertised a sketch of the suspect and the Pontiac, and you guys can probably hear the sirens going off here, right? So I do apologize about that noise. But it says here, they had a sketch of the suspect. They had a sketch of the car they were driving. And it was seen near Honolulu High School the night the teenager was murdered. The case went cold until 2019 when detectives decided to test several items recovered from the murder scene, including underwear and blue shorts. It enabled them to make a DNA profile of a suspect the following year, which was matched to Castro early this month. Thanks to help from the FBI and Homeland Security, the police department said Castro was living in a Salt Lake City area nursing home and awaiting extradition to Honolulu. So he's living in a nursing home and he's waiting extradition, okay? According to the arrest warrant. And they're saying thank you to everybody who was involved in the tireless pursuit of justice, okay, for Don and the Momohara family, which is the family last name. So yeah, this is amazing that this happened, right? I am so thankful that they were able to get this guy, right? I wonder what else he had done that they got to run, the fingerprints and able to do a match, right? Now they say they have the DNA testing. And that's, the DNA profile match this man that's living at the nursing home. This is the thing, you guys. It's so crazy, but people always forget that even every time you do something evil, there's the other side. It's called the victim, praying for justice, the family of the victims, right? People, that come along the way, trying to help them out. People who pray for them, pray for justice, and pray that they are eventually found, right? Missing person, right? People go years, right? Like, look at I remember seeing that lady, Natalie Holloway's mom, seeing her all the time, doing interviews, right? It's so sad, but this happens often, right? I am so thankful that even though 50 years, like the family probably never knowing what happened, who did this, probably living in fear that this person might come and attack them or the other children of the other siblings, right? And these people were living, right along the neighborhood, right? One of her classmates, right? Imagine that. Living, the family probably was living in fear, but this man was living a lie. Living a lie to society, to his family, to himself. Like I always tell you guys, one thing is to lie to somebody, but when you're lying to yourself, that's a whole another level of just wickedness, okay? That's crazy. So, let me know guys what you think about this. I am so thankful that they finally have somebody arrested, waiting extradition, to come, to go to Honolulu, I believe, right? Yeah, so his wedding is tradition, but this man was found living at a nursing home, right? So let me know, guys, what you think about this. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to the podcast. Have a good day. God bless.